do you mainly use your cell phone for?
Well, communication, I feel absolutely.
Communication.
Now, Lord, when it's not, when I'm unable to connect to the outside world.
Perfect. Now, the second question I want to ask you is, when you got your first smartphone,
Right.
did you get somebody to teach you how to use it, or somebody just put it in your hand and, hey, here's a phone, you learn on your own?
Basically, yes.
So there was no guide on how to start using it?
No.
Okay.
No.
So now, how do you feel about the fact that what we do, teach you about iPads, is really close to iPhones? Do you think that is something that you would benefit from or have benefited from already?
I think rather than get, my iPhone going, it's an old one, rather than do anything to once again get that iPhone going, I think an iPad would probably be an excellent investment too.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So like I showed you today, on an iPad, as long as you have internet, which here you basically do all the time, you can call your loved ones. Let me ask you a question. As family-wise, you have
Almost none.
almost no family.
No.
But
Loved ones, I have plenty.
loved ones.
I have plenty.
So now, out of your loved ones, there is a good chance that they either have an iPhone or an iPad already. So.
Yes, usually.
So, by you getting an iPad, you can easily cut out a cell phone bill because you can message them and you can video call them.
Right.
As opposed to like not being able to do that through an iPhone.
I didn't believe that iPads actually make calls.
Oh, but they do.
That is phenomenal. That's reason enough.
Now, for a section for the show that I want to do about people talking about technology today,
Right.
one question I want to do on my show is, have you Googled yourself before?
No.
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 Now, I don't want to reveal any actual names on my show because that's just, confidential.
Right.
I do say your Bonnie, because Bonnie is a name that's popular.
Right.
Now, I want to do a section when we Google ourselves, or you Google yourself.
Right.
Now, I want to see what comes up when we Google your name. I'm not going to say your name aloud, but I'm going to have you type it here and see what Google has to say and see if it's accurate to what they say. Now, here, would you be a sweetheart and just type your phone
Is this one
name?
of these that say careful because you might get, information you don't want?
Exactly, yeah.
Police reports or God only
I want to
knows
see if
what.
there's something online that you don't want online, or that you weren't expected to be
I
online.
never did it. I
It's-
have no idea whatsoever.
I do this for a living, and this is I
And
didn't
you
do it
don't
I
do
did it for the first time like 2 months ago.
Lord, I don't. So,
No, you just type your full name in there,
all right.
like it will say on your license or any document, like that.
Right. I'm one of those Elfricos that have a married name.
Well, it's, not,
Right.
it's nothing wrong with
No,
that.
I have Manister-Lesser.
Oh, okay.
And let me teach you one thing my accountant taught me. When I was making tons of money and was divorced early,
Mhm.
okay, but I was making all that money for Rolls-Royce, had the same accountant forever and ever, right? And he said, keep that name, not your license name, which just gives the last of it. Keep your married name in there, he said, because the average intelligence of the tax collectors of Internal Revenue is about room temperature. He said, whereupon, if they have Bonnie Manister-Lesser, they're going to look and they're going to say, well, is it under M or L? Oh, I don't know. Put it at the bottom.
Exactly.
He said for
exactly.
20 years that worked. They never knew where to look.
Well, there
It's
you go.
perfect.
Well, there you
Therefore,
go.
keep every name you could possibly have, especially for your tax filing.
Oh, you
But if you want me to do it,
just
as
do
Bonnie-
what you use most. What you
Okay.
use most. I feel like just the size of the screen dramatically changes the price of it. Like the ones we use, the iPad Pros,
Yeah.
those are $1,000 brand new.
Jesus.
Now these brand new, this size, is $300. So the price
Wow.
difference, and they do essentially the same.
The same thing.
So wow. So okay, so we have your name here. So let's
Right.
Google it, and I want to see if it matches anything. So let's say Google, see what Google has to say about you. Now,
Dear God.
immediately it
Yeah.
told me to refix your name to that. And that doesn't.
No, it isn't.
No, that's
No.
not it. Because it's thinking that your name means something else. But so
Right.
we'll leave it like that. We'll leave it the way we say. So, okay, so you come up in the white pages right away.
As
Oh, okay. Now the
Minister.
second thing, the second result, as you can see here, the first one is something for white pages. Now the
Right.
second one, money in New York.
Right.
So that could
that's
be-
on my birth certificate.
Okay.
But it isn't. Bonita is.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So business record. Oh, business records in New York. Okay, also known
Right.
as Bonnie Lester. Okay.
Right. True.
Is that
Yeah.
right? 945th Ave and all that.
Yeah, that's where I lived.
Now, what about this? What is that?
Yes,
13
I owned a house in Garrison.
Okay, so
I was rich when I was working. Yeah.
you're rich now, rich
No.
in life, in
Right.
love.
In
you know?
life, for sure.
Is
No,
this,
that's not me.
see, so okay, so a couple
Some
of things are
it's
sort of
right or
accurate.
wrong.
Now
Yeah.
let's do the second thing I want to do. Let's see what comes up with your name if you go to images and see what Google has on you. So if you go
Good
to
Lord.
images,
Yeah. No, none of them are me. Thank God.
nothing.
No.
Okay, so not correct on that. Now, news.
How
Let's see what
news?
news. Any news on you? Oh, and there is no news. All right, so
Good.
so far it's not too bad.
Good. Okay.
I do want to touch this one, the one in New
Which
York.
one?
Oh, the business records. See what
Right.
that says. It's okay. Liability. Is that what you were doing?
No.
Oh, okay,
Why
but
do they tell me I have such assets? Be nice. I'd like to spend.
right. Let me know where those assets are. Right.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so
They're-
I was surprised, see, because I have done this with other students of mine,
Right.
and like for example, it was this war hero gentleman that he said, tell me all the stories about it, and I was like, that started my curiosity. I mean, what you're
Right.
telling me sounds amazing. And we Googled him, and for sure there it was. He was a pilot in the Navy or the
Right.
U.S. military at one point, and they even, in the article we read, they said they had
Yeah.
a nickname for him, Brown, and I was like, is that correct? And he
Is
was
that
like,
correct?
yes. He was like, they used to call me that because I used to use this name in all the other countries we left because I didn't want to get my real name.
Isn't that wild?
And that was
Yeah.
just where I wanted to start. Well,
That's wild.
that's all I wanted
Yeah.
to do as far as the Google thing, you know?
Right.
I'm surprised that it didn't do more for you because you obviously have a name, you have a reputation for yourself. I was
Yeah.
thinking there was going to be more information on you. Obviously, it's not.
Well, let me see it again.
Then let's see it again. Let's see if it's still there.
That's very strange. Well, I still want it.
There we go, some bond. Here we go.
Yeah.
All the stuff.
Minus door.
Oh,
Right.
keep going down. It's all
13
the
Lake
results.
Celeste. I own that house.
Says current address and all that. People, fast people search.
79. No, I'm not. I'm 77. Netherlands include. No.
Yeah, Google is. Oh, what about Facebook? That's a Facebook on your name. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's a Google.
No. Anonymous. Yeah. Minister. I have none, thank God. We found Bonnie Ministers.
No, it doesn't seem to
I
have what we
have no
expected.
idea.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So one last thing I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
Now, do you believe that there is a purpose for my program?
Oh,
On
yes.
your own words, is it you believe that there's other students out there like you that could
Oh,
benefit?
without question. Yes. Yeah.
One of my main things is like I feel like this community, like the senior community, gets left out for no reason.
Yes.
No reason whatsoever. People don't want to take the time to explain,
Right.
and that's one thing that is, well, people in general don't want to teach because it's something that not everyone's capable of doing, and then on top of that, they feel like the senior community is not worth it, which is completely a negative.
wrong.
It's,
It's-
yeah,
it's-
completely
yeah.
inaccurate statement at any point.
But is it needed here? Is it useful here? Grab your water.
Oh,
Is
yes.
it needed here? Is it useful here? Yes. How much business one could pick up from it as a company? I mean, because this is what I did for a living. I said, no, stay away from this, try that.
Right.
That's what I did. And I can honestly say, I'm not sure how these people office spending. And that is something.
Well,
In
that's
other words,
great.
that one who was next to me today, I don't think she's going to spend. I don't think the one after. you don't know also, as they say there, maybe you're going to run across 40 to 50% that have dementia in some way that it will be valueless with. Will they know? I'm not sure it's the group you're going to pick up.
Absolutely,
business.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from now because
Yeah.
it's my company and all that, but I can assure you, I didn't do this for money because there is barely any money in it.
Yeah.
Not to mention that I've never taken a dollar from anything that we get paid for as communities. Everything goes back into the companies just so we can keep teaching. So we
Right.
can get here today.
Right.
So we
Right.
can, so I can have an assistant that I can have pick up my stuff around me.
Right.
Me as myself, I doing it for the purity of knowledge to people that need it.
To be able to.
To be able
Yes.
to teach kids that.
Yeah.
And to meet wonderful people like you. People who are still here, who are still with it, and just don't have anybody to let them know what they're missing out on. Because
Exactly.
I show you one thing, you learn it and you will use it.
But of
That's
course I
nothing,
will, and of course I will.
there's
And of
nothing
course
that
I
brings
will
me
get
more
you.
joy than that. So
Exactly.
I
And
do
of
it.
course get to you. You know.
Of course.
I mean, to say I'd like to take lessons with
Right.
this, I mean, I'm probably the poorest one here because I spent it all traveling.
But that's what life's
I had a
best.
wonderful time.
I can only
You
imagine. I
know
love
that.
traveling myself,
No,
yes.
I lived all over the world.
Oh God, that's
All
yeah.
over. All
Not to
over.
mention, one thing that I love about this job is
You
get to
get
talk to people and
Exactly.
get to
And you
hear
get
their
around,
stories.
and you
I feel
get
like I'm
to-
I get to go all over New Jersey.
Right.
And by talking to people like you and your stories take me to these places
Right.
because I
And-
might not ever be able to get to them.
Yes, you will. Yes,
Hopefully.
you will. I feel you will.
Bonnie, thank you
Yes,
so much.
I
Thank you
think you
so
will,
much.
darling.
Thank
I
you so
do.
much.